Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. This is biology session, animal tissues part 4. In the last class we studied in detail about the blood, composition of the blood, and the different cells present in the blood and their functions. Okay, so today very interesting and very important class about blood grouping. Are you ready children? Let us proceed. Blood groups. Your sisters and brothers are not your relatives. This shocks you, isn't it? Why? A scientist by name Karl Landsteiner, a German doctor, found a new blood relation among us. He divided the human beings into 4 major groups. They are A, B, AB and O groups. There are 4 major groups according to Karl Landsteiner. Human beings are divided into 4 groups. What are they? A, B, AB and O. The person who lives on another side of the globe is the same with the same your blood group is also blood relative. Do you accept it? You have to accept. AB group human beings are those who can receive the blood from any other groups. Hence, they are called as universal recipients. Okay? Universal recipients. Which is the universal recipient group among A, B, AB and O? It is the AB group, which is a universal recipient blood group among the human beings. Okay. Next, O group people can donate the blood to any other group. So, these O group people, they are called universal donors. Donors means who can donate. Okay, they are called universal donors. So, in order to study the blood groups, we need to conduct a lab activity. So, this lab activity, for the first time when you are doing, you need a lot of guidance from your teachers, in the presence of teachers. As you are handling the needles, they must be sterile, and you should not touch the tip with anything before using it, and also you have to dispose those needles. You should not use the same needle for others. Okay, you have to maintain hygiene precautions, okay, to avoid some accidents. The blood grouping. So, this lab activity, find your blood relations. The activity name is find your blood relations. So, let us find out your blood relatives in your class. For this, we need a kit. What is the aim of the experiment? Identification of blood group. We need a kit which includes the apparatus that is available in your school lab to find out your blood groups. Apparatus like blood identification kit, glass slide, wax pencil, disposable needle, and we need materials like cotton, 70% alcohol, toothpicks. Okay, so the kit components and the storage, all the reagents should be stored at 2 to 8 degrees centigrade, means in the refrigerator when not in use. The reagents, the components and the quantity required for 100 tests, 5 ml of each reagent. First one, anti-sera A, anti-A sera 5 ml, anti-B sera 5 ml, anti-RH-D sera, we are calling it as D sera, that is RH 5 ml, porcelain white plate, we need 2, wax pencil 1 to draw or write on the porcelain white plate, needle, the size of the needle 24G, we need a quantity. If you are doing a test for 100 people, 100 needles we require, disposable needles they are. Instructional manual 1 we need to prepare. Okay, the materials required which are not included in this not included in the kit, cotton and 70% of alcohol and toothpicks. The procedure of this experiment or activity: take one porcelain plate, clean and dry it. The plate must be very clean so that it does not interfere with the reaction. With a wax pencil, draw 3 circles on the plate to divide the surface into 3 parts, and draw 3 circles, 1 in each part as shown in the figure. Okay, here the figures we will see. The place 1 drop of corresponding antiserum. Okay, this is the first figure number 13. Template on a porcelain plate for blood grouping 3. Or if you are conducting the activity for only one person, you can take 3 slides. On each slide, anti-A, anti-B and RH sera can be added. 3 drops of blood you have to take and you have to add anti-A, anti-B and RH, anti-RH sera. Okay, 3 slides. So in order to bulk, if you are doing this experiment, definitely you need this porcelain plate for or a tile. Simply in the toilets, tiles will be there in a white color, so that also you can use. Okay, you have to draw a template by using the wax pencil like this, 3 circles. Okay, one is A, B and RH, and place 1 drop of the corresponding anti-sera near the edge but within each of the circle as shown in the figure, like this. Here this is anti-A sera, anti-B sera, anti-RH sera. Addition of anti-sera on the glass slide like this. Now it's ready for use. Now you need to collect the blood. Choose a finger, usually left ring finger, which is convenient. Clean this finger with an 70% alcohol, which we already mentioned it in the kit. With the help of cotton ball, you need to clean it and let it dry. Keep the cotton ball nearby as it is needed again, because we need it again. So dangle the hand down, keeping the hand down to increase the amount of blood in the fingers. You need to puncture, make a small puncture on the finger. Okay, you have to dangle the finger down and press on the bottom of the fingertip with the help of thumb of the same hand. So to help hold blood in the fingertip and quickly prick the fingertip with the help of a needle. Okay, that disposable needle is there, no? How much? 24G type needle. So now first clean the needle with that alcohol, cotton, and clean the finger and dangle the finger down by pressing with the thumb of the same hand, so that you can easily prick the finger and you can collect the 3 drops of blood. Quickly let 1 drop of blood get into each circle but not touching the antisera. Already we have placed the antisera, so you should not touch that antisera, and in each circle 1 drop of blood from that finger prick you can collect. Do not touch any of the antisera. So after putting 3 drops of blood, apply gentle pressure to the wound with cotton ball. So already we dipped that cotton ball in the alcohol. So take that cotton ball, put it on that prickle. Okay, we have made a small wound, no? So on that, and press it gently so that the blood will clot. Okay, use a toothpick now. Now what you have to do? Now you have to mix it. Use a toothpick to mix the blood samples and antiserum and stir gently. You have to mix it. Do it for each of the circle using a fresh toothpick every time. So 3 toothpicks you have to take. You have to mix that antiserum and that blood drop. The wax pencil circles will help to keep the sample isolated. So don't come out of that circle. Within that circle you have to mix it. Now what happens? Watch to see if any of the samples show agglutination. Here the new term we come across, agglutination. It is also called clumping. Okay, breaking of that blood. Okay, agglutination will appear as the grainy clumps of red blood cells, RBCs, suspended in a clear solution. The RH is slower to agglutinate, so do not give up too soon. Okay, like this. The blood added to the glass slide. Okay, you need to mix with the help of toothpick. Do not give up immediately. You wait till the clumping occurs. The result and inference, if you take, determine the blood type depending on the result. Independent of whether agglutination occurs in anti-A and anti-B, clumping may or may not occur in the anti-RHD serum. Here, agglutination may occur in A, B, or RH. We should not count this RH. Whether the clumping occurs in anti-A and anti-B, you have to search first. If the agglutination occurs in anti-RHD, the RH factor is positive. Okay, so here the clumping occurs, so it is RH positive, and if it does not, then RH factor is negative. RH factor is negative. So determination of the blood group for anti-A, anti-B, and the type. If agglutination occurs in the A, then the blood group is A group. If agglutination occur in the B, anti-B, then it is a B group. If there is no agglutination in both the anti-A and anti-B, then it is a AB group. If no reaction, okay, If both the agglutination occur in both A and B sera, then it is AB group. If no agglutination in both anti-sera A and anti-sera B, then it is O group. Okay, so there are four major groups. How you have to identify? You have to observe the clumping reaction. So here, for example, this sample is there. In this agglutination is seen in B and RH. So it is a B positive. B positive. If the agglutination is not there in RH factor, then it is a negative group. Okay. So for A group people, anti-A there is agglutination. With anti-B sera there is no agglutination. Then it is A group. If the agglutination is also seen in the RH, then it is A positive. If agglutination is there only in the anti-A and there is no agglutination in the anti-B and there is no agglutination in the RH also, means it is A negative. Okay, similarly B group. For B group, anti-A there is no reaction, no agglutination, and in the with anti-B then there is a agglutination. Then with the RH, if it is agglutination, then it is B positive. If there is no agglutination in the RH, it is a B negative. Okay. Similarly, for AB group, agglutination is observed in the first two also. Means there is agglutination with anti-A and anti-B. And if RH also agglutination occurs, then it is a AB positive. If there is no agglutination in the RH, then it is AB negative. Whereas for O group, for anti-A there is no agglutination and anti-B sera also there is no agglutination. And if it is agglutination occurs in the RH, then it is O positive. If there is no agglutination in all the three, then it is a O negative. Okay, let us know briefly about this RH. Okay, RH means the rhesus factor. This is an antigen of red blood cells which is present in 85% of the people. Okay, 85% of the people of Britain. This is known as rhesus factor, as it was first discovered in a rhesus monkey. The people who have this are said to be RH positive. Those who do not have this factor, they are termed as RH negative. Normally they do not carry an antibody to this factor in their plasma. So however, if RH positive blood is transfused into the blood of RH negative person, then antibodies will be formed, and these are capable of destroying RH positive red cells. So under certain circumstances, this is a potential hazard for babies. It is called erythroblastosis fatalis. Erythroblastosis fatalis. That's why you need to understand, you need to know whether the blood group is positive or negative. Okay. So if a RH positive man marries a RH negative woman, some of the children are likely to be RH positive at birth. There is always some mixing of the blood between the circulation of the mother and the baby, and this may occasionally happen during their pregnancy. Okay, so if a children is RH positive, some of its blood will leak into the mother's circulation and cause antibodies to form in her blood. So if the mother has more children, not all will necessarily be the RH positive, but if they are, the amount of antibodies is in her blood often increases with each pregnancy, and in some instances the antibodies in her blood may pass into the baby's blood in sufficient quantities to produce very serious anemia and even death. So fortunately these cases are not frequent, and when they do occur, the baby is given a complete transfusion, means complete blood is changed soon after the birth, so that the baby's blood is replaced by blood containing no antibodies to the rhesus factor. So it is now possible for this transfusion to be carried out before birth. So another recently developed technique is for the mother be given an injection shortly after the birth of her first child, which prevents the Rh positive cells from stimulating the production of the harmful antibodies. Okay, so this is the story of Rh factor. Okay, Rh factor plays very important role. That's why AB group can receive blood from any people because there is no reaction. Okay, both antigens are present in the AB group, so they can receive blood from A, B, AB and O. If you take O group, there are no antigens in the AB group. Okay, because of the absence of antigens, they can donate blood to any group. That's why they are called universal donors. Okay, A group person can donate blood to A and AB. B group person can donate blood to B and AB. Whereas AB group person can donate blood to only AB group. Whereas O group person can donate blood to any group. In similarly, A group person can receive blood from A and O. B group blood person can receive blood from B and O group. Whereas AB group person can receive blood from any group, A, B, AB or O. But O group person can receive blood from only O group. Okay, children? So this is about the blood grouping. So you can perform this experiment with the help of your teacher, so that it is very interesting to know the blood relations. Okay. So independent of whether agglutination occurs in anti-A and anti-B serum, clumping may or may not occur in the anti-RH serum. If agglutination occurs in anti-RH-D serum, then it is positive. If does not occur, Rh factor is negative. Okay. Result should be note in the form of a table which is given in your textbook. Serial number, name and blood group. Okay, while taking the blood samples, don't use same needle for all. It is very dangerous because it spreads different diseases. You should use disposable needles for each people. It is better to conduct such kind of test only with the help of health inspector or lab technician. Okay, now come to muscle tissue. You may be wondered deeply, a deep scare, if it wound occurs to form along with a ditch. If we are wounded on skin, a lighter scare would form. Why? The skin cells have generating character, regenerating character. So think about the muscle cell. Will they get regenerated like epithelial cells? Because skin containing the epithelial cells. Okay. If any wound or damage occur to the muscle, it will regenerate, but it will take much time. Okay. Muscles are responsible for the movements of hands and legs, and also of several internal organs such as intestine and heart. Small amounts of muscle tissues also present in the blood vessels. So these helps in increasing or decreasing the diameter of the blood vessel, and thus the blood flows. Heart is made of only one type of muscle cells, and they help in pumping the blood. How do muscles contract and relax? Okay. So this muscular tissue consisting of elongated cells called muscle fibers. Okay, they help in contract and relax. So here there are different types of muscles observed in animals. There are striated muscles, non-striated muscles and cardiac muscles. There are three main types of muscles. Okay. So striated muscles shows striations, means stripes. There are cross striations are present. So junction called sarcolemma, and the mitochondria are present, produce a large amount of energy because muscles required supply of energy for contraction and relaxation. If you take smooth muscles, there are no striations. They are also called non-striated muscles. So these are non-striated muscles or smooth muscles simply. Okay, they possess plasma membrane, and myofibrils are present, a nucleus and sarcoplasm. Okay, and if you take the cardiac muscles, they are different from these two. They are structurally related to the striated muscles and functionally related to non-striated muscles. So you can see the cross striations. Intercalated discs are present in these cardiac muscles. Myocytes, the cells, the multinucleated. Okay, so multinucleated will represent the difference between the striated and cardiac muscles. The muscle tissue. How do muscles contract and relax? Muscle tissue consisting of elongated cells called muscle fibers. So this tissue is responsible for movement in our body. The muscles contain a special protein called contractile proteins which contract and relax to cause movement. Based on their structure, location and function, muscles are of three types. There are three types of muscles. What are they? They are striated muscles, non-striated muscles and cardiac muscles. Okay, these striated muscles are also called the skeleton muscles. There are a lot of striations you can see clearly here. Striated muscles or skeletal muscles, they are particularly present on the attached to the limbs. Okay, and cardiac muscles, they are similar to the structure in the striated, and functionally they are smooth, means they are involuntary. Okay, and visceral smooth muscles, they possess autonomic neurons, so they are involuntary muscles. Visceral smooth muscles or non-striated muscles which are present in the intestine. Okay, their muscle fibers are smooth, no striations, you see, spindle shaped. Okay, they possess a single nucleus, and they are supplied with autonomic neurons. So that's why muscles are also of two types based on their function. They are voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles. Voluntary muscles means the muscles which work on our will and wish. When you want to lift, when you want to work, you can work, your muscles will work. When you don't want, they don't. Okay, such a type of muscles which are under our control, such muscles are called voluntary muscles. Especially skeletal muscles are voluntary muscles. Then involuntary muscles. Involuntary muscles means the muscles which function on their own from birth to death. Okay, such muscles are called involuntary muscles. Okay, those muscles are present in the organs like heart, lungs, intestine. They are involuntary muscles. Even in the eyes also, smooth muscles are present. Okay, one activity. So you can collect the three types of muscle slides, observe under microscope, collect the three types of muscle slides, striated muscle, non-striated muscle, cardiac muscles from the slide box, and then observe these under microscope. Write your findings in the following table. A table is given, in that serial number, striated muscle characters, non-striated muscle characters, cardiac muscle characters. So here I've given a picture here. So smooth muscle, its character means non-striated muscle characters, and the cardiac muscle, its characters, and the striated muscle or skeletal muscles and its characters are given here. We'll go through now. If you take the smooth muscle, it has a spindle shape. It has a spindle shaped cells. They are non-striated. Smooth muscles are non-striated, and they are uninucleated fibers. Uninucleated, only single nucleus is present. Uninucleated fibers. Example, the muscles of intestine. Okay. Then it occurs in the walls of internal organs, and it is involuntary. Involuntary means work on its own. Next, cardiac muscle. The cardiac muscle has striated, branched, uninucleated fibers. It occurs in the walls of the heart, and it is involuntary in function. It is involuntary in function. If you take the skeletal muscles has striated, tubular, multinucleated fibers. Multinucleated, several nuclei are present, and it is usually attached to the skeleton, that is hands and legs, you can say, and it is voluntary in function. Voluntary in function means they work on our will and wish. So the movement of you can say the movement of food in the alimentary canal, or the contraction and relaxation of the blood vessels are involuntary. For example, we cannot really start them or stop them simply by wanting to do so. The smooth muscles are also called as involuntary muscles. We can't control them, control their movements. They are also found in the iris of the eye. So these involuntary muscles are also present in the iris of the eye, in the uterus. Uterus means female reproductive organ, and in the bronchi of the lungs. This is the part present in the lungs. The cells are long with the pointed ends and having a single nucleus, uninucleate. They are also called as unstriated muscles. Smooth muscles are also called as unstriated muscles. Okay. Can you tell why are they called as unstriated muscles? The muscles present in the heart, because of the absence of striations, they are called non-striated or unstriated muscles. Okay. The muscles present in the heart are responsible for pumping of the blood. The cells are long, branched, and have nuclei. The cells are joined to each other at their end. The intercalated discs are present in the heart muscles. Okay, children. So all the muscles in the cardiac muscle have striations. Though it resembles the striated in structure, it is an involuntary muscle. Cardiac muscle is involuntary muscle. Okay, children. This is for today's class. I hope you understood. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.